everybody, this is Gail. Welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh, we already have had some folks in here. So I hope everybody is doing well tonight. This has been kind of one of those days. So I don't know how long we'll be on for sure. We'll see. Whoops. I gotta turn off all the speakers here. Otherwise we get a tremendous amount of feedback. So that's just the way that goes sometimes. But I hope everybody's doing good. Let's see. Gloria is asking if I'm feeling better. And yes, I actually am. It's just been, how it goes. You just have to go out and run errands whether you have a headache or not. That's just kind of the way it is. So, yeah, but thank you for asking there on that. So I hope everybody else is doing well this evening. I'm going to be, let me just check something right here. Yes. Okay, I was looking to see, I was just trying to figure out if notifications went out because I'm hoping, it's really hard to tell. I tried to sub from the other account that I had to this one, which is Overcoming the Obstacles. And I went ahead and clicked to receive notifications, thinking that would give me a gauge on whether or not YouTube sent them out. And I don't see one showing up in my email. I actually had to go in and adjust my email a little bit. Because, they've got all these tabs. If you use Gmail, they've got all these tabs to help you separate things out. So I have got on mine social, promotions, primary, and then I have all these folders set up for filters to filter out different things. So I always have to go back in and check. Okay, there we go. Boom. Notifications did go out. So that's cool. All right. So some of you guys have been wondering where I've been and why I've not been commenting on videos as much. And it's just because the past couple of days I've been under the weather a little bit. So thank you all for a couple of you have messaged me and emailed me to ask, and that's what's been up. But thank you. I appreciate you asking. I want to go in here and look and see who all has been. I've got some messages here in the chat room. I just want to come on in here and check that out. I'll go up. Okay. Yep, Peter was first. Oh no, 308 days until Christmas. Are you kidding me? Tanya's been here. So hi, Tanya. I don't know who all's in here or not. Oh, that's not a bad price. He's talking about Straight Talk. Yeah, the Straight Talk phone was on sale. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Peter, I'll see you later then. Yes, Gloria, I am. Thank you for asking. Yeah. So there we go. Now, I want to mention, because I always forget, give me a like on the video if you haven't already. So that big thumbs up, because that does help. So that tells YouTube that you like the content that you're seeing, so they're going to be a little more likely to serve up not just this content, but other content as well that I make. So yeah, so give me a like. And I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And Peter is back. So hi again, Peter. Welcome. So yeah. The likes and shares and thumbs up and everything, it all helps. It's all part of it. So thank you all very, very much for that. So let's see here. I think I got everybody. It looks like. Okay, Gloria's saying ciao. I don't know. Gloria, are you saying ciao because you're coming or going? Let me know. So, yeah. So, all right. Let's see. I know that we have several people who can't be here tonight that have contacted me just because there's lots of things going on. So, I'll make sure I didn't get a text from anybody. Lots of illness, too. Okay. Ducky. So, lots of illness, lots of things going on. I'm sure we're all familiar with what's going on out in Texas and the disaster that's out there, which is just awful. So, I really don't know what we can do for the people in Texas, and I feel really bad because of that. And it's because, you know, packages and things probably aren't going through. Oh, really? Now that I haven't heard. The power rates are up. That stinks. You know, price gouging is supposed to be illegal everywhere. So, so that's awful. But Texas has their own grid, so I don't know. Hey, Stellar, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, Texas has their own grid, so I don't know what's up with that. Maybe they're having to raise rates to compensate for their downtime here. But you know, we've got to start planning for these things because the weather is getting more uncertain. Excuse me, sorry about that. But the weather is getting more uncertain. So, you know, we just got to start planning for these things. But the folks in Texas, it's hard for them to really even plan because they're just in a section of the country where they don't have a lot of generators in stock and a lot of cold weather gear in stock that they need right now. It's like going to Alaska and trying to look for a bikini or sunbathing gear. You know, the stores just don't carry it because they don't have that much. Oh, you had to check your charger? That's okay. You're doing fine. Okay, good. The world is coming to an end. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's getting weird, but I don't know if it's coming to an end or not. Could be, though. Could be. I know it's just getting strange right now. You know, but the weather, we have known for a while that the weather was getting weird, you know? Because like when my husband and I when we were at the Arctic Circle and it was 75 degrees and people were wearing shorts and I was wearing a short sleeve top. I mean, it's the freaking Arctic Circle. Come on. So that was enough to tell me, you know? And then when it was like 100 and something degrees in Anchorage, Alaska this last time, totally crazy. So yeah, oh, lots of stuff. I'm gonna look and see if I can find that photo from Alaska. Oh, okay. Gloria's got to run. All right, bye, Gloria. Back. I can't even hit the buttons today. I got both screens going too. I'm gonna close that one out over there. Okay, I can't find that real easily. But anyhow, yeah, when we were up there and it was so warm, that really told me that things are getting weird with the weather because, you know, I was always taught that the Arctic Circle was cold. That could be erroneous information, I guess. What were you all taught about the Arctic Circle? Were you taught that it was cold? Yeah, I don't see that real quick in here. Just trying to scan. And let's see. Yeah, Gloria said got a jet. Stellar says, I've got It's the End of the World as We Know It by Rim on my Corona playlist on Spotify. Trust you to do that. Trust you. I should learn how to play that, right? I'll work on that on the guitar. Although if it's got more than 2 chords, I'm stuck. I can't do it. So it'll be a while. But maybe there's a super easy version or something out there I could learn. So yeah. But I really feel bad for the folks in Texas just simply because they're, it's just even if they know how to prep up, they just can't. But you can't expect people to prep if they haven't been taught how to do it. Because that's just a little too much. You got to give people the education and then the tools, and then they can take care of themselves. So you weren't taught much about the Arctic Circle, like at all. Really? Huh. We covered it a little bit back in the day when I was a kid about why it was there and all that. So I don't remember any of it. But I remember covering it. Does that make sense? So I'm going to open up the picture, though, just so you'll know that I was really there. Here we go. My hair's a mess. I'll warn you, though, before I show the picture. So, I think there are under the prepping videos. Here we go. There I am at the Arctic Circle, and I was the only one in our while we were there, a group came up later, and I think I was the only one not wearing shorts because I don't wear shorts. But there we are, 75 degrees up there. I could not freaking believe it. So, but that's just the way it is. So that for me is when it hit home about the climate being changing. Now I know a lot of people don't agree with me, and that's fine. We can actually talk about that someday. But when I go someplace that's supposed to be cold and it's that hot, I just feel like something's going on with the weather when it's like that, So, like I said, that's when it kind of hit home for me. It was really kind of weird. So, let's see, it was like 100 degrees in Willow, Alaska a couple of years ago, too. Yeah. Here we go. And it's been above 100 degrees. Okay. A Siberian town near the Arctic Circle, this says, hit 100 degrees this past summer. Now, I didn't realize that. Did y'all realize that? But yeah, that's what this says. 100 degrees at near the Arctic Circle. Now, Siberia is another place that I've always heard was cold. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this up. I'm just glancing here. Okay, back in 2014, Alaska never had a temperature above 100 degrees, but that changed right here. This says more than a century ago, -7. No. Oh well, I don't see it. I'll look for it later. It doesn't matter. It was right on up there. But just as you can't expect the folks in Texas to be prepared for super cold weather, up in Alaska, they don't even sell air conditioners because they don't need them. And when our mission team was up there last, we were having to use extra fans and stuff because it was pretty warm. Yeah, I agree, Stellar. There's a YouTube video for just about everything. Yeah. 135 in North Dakota? You're kidding me. I gotta look that up. That's insane. 135 degrees in North Dakota. Now, weather.com is reporting that there was a high of 100 and Bismarck had a high of 114. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That's insane. I'm going to pull that up. There we go. How hot does it get in North Dakota? This is weather.gov. Bismarck at 114. I've been to Bismarck. I have not been to Jamestown. 118 in Jamestown. And the record minimum temperature being -50 in December once. Holy cow. That's insane. Yeah. What was it when we were in Vegas? Do you remember, Stellar? They were having the heat wave record when we were in Vegas. I don't remember. It was crazy hot like that, though. So I will never, ever, ever go there in July again. Probably. No. I know that when we were in Vegas and it was so super hot, it was actually cooler in Death Valley than it was in Las Vegas when we were there. I don't remember now what it was. Anyhow, doesn't matter. The world's just weird. Sorry, typo. I mean 121. All good. Yeah. It was, I don't remember. Oh well. It doesn't matter. I'll look it up later. But it was insane. All right. Now I had several people like the trivia questions that we did the other night, and I've pulled up a tab if I can find it because I got like 30 tabs open, it seems like. Okay. So I've gotten these weather trivia questions just because I knew we'd be talking about that. Let's see. Peter Parker says the highest temperature ever recorded in North Dakota was 121 in 1936. How cold? The coldest temperature ever recorded in North Dakota occurred in the same year as the highest North Dakota temperature, -60 in partial on February something. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, so you guys want to do a couple of trivia questions? I'm just going to call it a super short evening tonight. Okay. So, which creates greater air pressure, cold air or hot air? Just for grins and giggles. Cold air or hot air? Which you guys think creates the greater air pressure? Okay, well, it's cold air. And you can think about it because cold air is denser, and the denser something is, the more pressure it's got. So, ta-da! So it's cold air. Yep. Diamond Music is here. Hey, Diamond, how are you? Can't stay for long, helping a friend with building something in Minecraft. Plus, I'm getting ready for community game night with another streamer. Have a good stream. Thanks, you too. Thanks for coming in. Hot. Peter says cold. Yep, it was cold. So, hey, Diamond. Thank you for coming in, Sam. Okay, so we're all familiar with the seasons. So we know we've got winter, spring, summer, and fall. But is that the only two seasons that we have? Or is there a monsoon season? What do you think? Yes or no? You got a 50-50 shot. Is monsoon season actually a season? Okay. Yes, it is. I was shocked to find that it was actually, I thought it was just like a name for this, phenomenon that occurred, but it's actually a season. And that is according to this link. So, triviaquestionquiz.com, weather trivia. So, and wind has a lot to do with a coming storm. So, on a sunny day, what wind is most likely to indicate a coming storm front that's in the northern hemisphere? Stellar, you're probably going to remember this from storm chasing. Step Van Dam is here. Hi, how are you doing? Hello to you from Virginia. I hope things are going well, Step Van Dam. West? Nope. It's actually easterly winds. Easterly winds indicate a coming storm, and that's because our winds come west to east. So, yeah. And it's also the way, because of the rotation and how the low pressures go and all this stuff. But generally, the weather goes from west to east, so it's those winds that will indicate a storm. So, yeah. Hey, Fairy-Anna's here. Hi, Fairy-Anna. How are you? Yeah. You had no idea, Stellar? I'm surprised. I'm surprised. All those times we went storm chasing and you can't remember. What can I say? So, and last trivia question from weather is, what weird weather phenomenon is the same name as a movie? Don't say Twister, because that's not it. I'll give you that hint. It's So, weather phenomenon, and it gives the impression of lightning, but it's just electrical discharge. Kind of, so yeah. Stellar says, yeah, you got power. Are you still at your mom's? If so, I hope you're doing well. All right, so our last trivia question. What strange weather phenomenon? It is St. Elmo's fire. That is actually a thing. I am not kidding. It's St. Elmo's fire. So I'm going to pop that in. Thunder was a good guess. Who said thunder? Fariana said thunder. But no, that was a good guess. Oh, LOL. Yeah, here's the link. Oh, you never saw the movie. Okay, well, sorry. It's not bad, though. Stellar says she's never seen that one. No way. That Van Dan says, wow. Yeah. It's actually a thing. So, yeah. Lots of odd facts about weather. I was pulling up some of the, for some of the trivia questions tonight, and there's a lot more weird facts about weather. So y'all can look at look at those on your own. So it's just wild. So, but yeah. So how is everyone out doing tonight? But yeah. Stellar says Flashpoint is a really good TV series. Oh yes, it is. I agree. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. That's one I haven't seen. Yeah, it is Stellar. Stellar says, should I add it to the list of movies I need to see? Yeah, it's not bad. Aw. Step Van Dan is in a happy face. That's so cool. That's so unnatural, Pee Wee. Yeah. Yeah. I really didn't like Pee Wee Herman's movies that much, so I didn't watch them. There is a movie, though, that's out, and it's on Hulu. And I'm like dying to see it, but we don't have Hulu. So it looks like I'm going to have to sign up for it just to see it. And that is, have you all heard of the movie Nomad Land? That's the one that I'm really wanting to see. It's supposed to be great. So if you guys, if any of you have heard of it and you've seen it, what do you think? What are your thoughts on it? Because I would love to know how it is. I'm going to see it anyway, though. Because I just gotta. Because it is about, let me see. Hang on a second. I just accidentally closed out the tab I didn't want to close. Okay, there we go. No. You've never heard of it. Okay. Hi, Tina. How are you? You heard of it. Okay. Text you about Hulu. I will. You'll look it up. You haven't heard of it. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get the link for the trailer. And I'll just put the trailer link in the chat. I'm not going to show it because, YouTube will smack my hands for copyright if I do that. But I'll toss the link down there. I am Tina. Thank you. How are you doing? 2 thumbs up, so that's awesome. Well, I'm glad. Yay. And then there's the link that I promised. So Nomad Land is about the nomads in the vans, like, yay for vans, because I like being out in mine. And it's about, supposedly about a woman who basically loses everything that was dear to her, and she buys a van and she starts traveling in it. And supposedly they've got pictures, um, portions like cameos with some of the other YouTubers, older YouTubers who are out there and who have done this. And it's sort of it's supposed to be sort of a like a coming of age type of film for slightly older people, not for like 16 and 17-year olds. But I think the main character is like in her 60s, and it's based on a true story, which is always what I find intriguing. I like the movies that are based on true stories sometimes a little bit more than some of the ones that are just dramas. So, oh, thank you, Tina. She said she shared my stream, so thank you. And smash the like button. Thank you. Oh, that reminds me. If you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and do it. I think I said that earlier, but I know y'all who just came in lately didn't catch that. So, well, I appreciate you passing by here. It's always good to see you. So, yeah, so I'm excited to see Nomad Land because I think it's going to be really, really cool. This comes from the POV of a woman who's been out in the van, and I love my van. So, oh, it is, I bet. Well, we'll let you go ahead and get some rest. Because I know it's really, really late. I forgot though, and I should have remembered, but I temporarily forgot about you being out there instead of here. So you take care, get a good night's sleep. Okay, you take care, and hopefully we'll see you when you can pop back in again sometime. So, yeah. Yeah, I totally forgot about you being from the UK, Tina. I don't know why. It's just my brain just shuts down sometimes. So, but yeah, good night and thank you. I don't really know anything about voodoo. It just came out, so I don't know if it's had a chance to. Okay, well, I'll have to look at that then. That might be easier than Hulu. Thank you for being forgiving about that, Tina. The dots probably would have connected later. I'm just not firing on all cylinders right now. So I'm firing on about 3 cylinders out of 6. So sorry about that. But yeah, but it just strikes me as something that's going to be really interesting to watch. Um, so we'll see. Hopefully, anyway. You never know how it's going to go, if it's going to go like it's supposed to, or if they will have taken too much artistic license with the movie. But hopefully, it'll be all well and good. But if anybody watches it before I do, let me know. Post about it over in the group. So, and since we're talking about this, I'm changing my background. One of my Alaska trips with the van. You can rent it for $6.99 on Vudu, and you don't have to sign up for anything. Ha! I like that. I like that idea. How are you doing? Chile expat family, hello from Chile in South America. Cool. I'm usually in bed by now since it's 9:35 p.m. here. Oh, so you're 2 hours. Okay. You need to make a Chile trip. Really? I do. There's a lot of places that I need to go see. And that is one place that I would love to go because all of the pictures that I have seen have been phenomenal and I have loved watching your videos. Definitely a place that I want to go. Is that Denali? No, it was on the Alaska Highway though. So, or was it in? I have to stop and think. No, it was on the Alaska Highway. Thanks, bet. It's so on Prime Video. Oh, that's going to be easier for me. Thank you. Yes. So y'all are going to be nice and warm. Thank you, Fairy Anna. You fell back an hour and we sprung forward an hour. We're in the same time zone. Okay. Neat. Well, then come on. I should. Wait till I actually become a big enough YouTuber to afford that plane ticket. I might. I would love to see it. Love, love, love to see Chile. Fariana says, I want to go anywhere outside of the USA and Canada, LOL. I've not seen much of the world. Well, let's go. We have had 60 YouTubers visit us in the past 3 years and stay with us. That is awesome of you to open up your home like that and to allow people to stay with you. That is really pretty nice. I think that would be amazing just to meet that many other YouTubers. But I don't know if I would want to clean up my house for that many people. I mean, I'm using a green screen because my office is a wreck. I'll admit that. But yeah, just the shot that you have on your banner is enough to make me want to go and just heart stop there. I'm pretty sure it's you. It's got the big mountain in the background of your banner, and the top of the mountain's white, and it's kind of like this bright blue. If I got the right thing, I hope so. I mean, now that I've said something, I better make sure. Yes. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna show it just so people can see it because it's so pretty. Yeah, Fairy Ann and I will be right over. We're going to ditch the families. We'll come right over as soon as one of us becomes independently wealthy. Right, Fairy Anna? But yeah, now is that not gorgeous? Just so pretty. So there you go. But yeah. But we got to get you traveling more. Yeah, the money is kind of expensive. Turkey is a good place to go. I have friends in Turkey. They are pretty interesting people. Yeah. And to be fair, the USA has a ton of tourist sites. Yes. And we've got some really nice tourist sites. See, there you go. She'll be right on over as soon as she finds the money. Gorgeous. Yes. Stellar says if she wins the Powerball, she'll buy the tickets. There you go. You just win that Powerball. You just go right ahead. That would be fun, though, to win the Powerball. Like, think of all the good you could do with your tithe. just your tithe on the Powerball money, even after you take taxes away. Yeah, that would be awesome. I put in for a program that I'm hoping I get accepted for, and that'll put me living and working a few time zones away. So that'll be really cool. But not like Chile. Mars is a good place to go in a few years. Sure. I know some politicians I'd like to send to Mars. That's still going to be a one-way trip, right? Or you just take them and drop kick them. But yeah. So where all would you all like to go if you could? Obviously, Chile's on the list, and I wouldn't mind going right back here. Here. I can't. Right back where this picture is. I wouldn't mind going back there. And I'm not sure. I think I would like to take a cruise, but I'm not sure. I had wanted to take one, but I don't want to go to a COVID crockpot either. So I don't know. How about you all? What are your What are your thoughts? Because I know a lot of people, when we get the restrictions lifted and we get the green light, they're going to be traveling like immediately. Like so many of the campgrounds are already booking up for summer. It's insane. There you go, Fariana. I would do a tour of Europe countries because they're all close together. Yeah, the history on those too is fascinating. So I would love to do that with you. I'd love to go to Italy, Ireland. I could do either of those. Those would be really interesting. What country would you like to go to the most out of like the whole European connection there, as you called it? With me, it would be Ireland and Italy. Italy because family. And so I just think Ireland would be gorgeous. And I had not actually had Chile on my list until seeing the videos from Chile Expat here. Phenomenal. I would do that Fariana and a tour of the Holy Land. That would be interesting too. Fariana likes France, or she would go north to Ireland or Scotland. There you go. Stellar, I think the Holy Land would be fascinating too. I think I'd rather go to Italy though, first. Now you should make a list. So what else? Where else do you guys think would be? If you were going to travel in the U.S., where would it be too? Because I am looking at doing a road trip later this spring that I'm excited about. I'll tell you about that while you guys are typing in your answers on what in the U.S. you'd like to see or where you'd like to go. I'm looking at doing a Highway 421 road trip, which starts at the Outer Banks in Fort Fisher, North Carolina, and goes across North Carolina, part of Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, and ends in Michigan City, Indiana. I've not been there. And then we're going to go on up and we're going to go into Michigan. So I'm going to be doing the whole like van life, solo female travel thing. And then as I come back through, I'm going to deviate, come home, and my husband is going to join me at that point. And then I'm going to switch from the van to the RV, and then we're going to go on up toward Michigan City, and then go on up into Michigan. Because in that whole area out there, like I've got the entire western half of the U.S. covered and all of the Midwest, except somehow I keep missing Michigan. So we're going to go up there. Oh, Stellar says Pacific Northwest and New England. Ha, it's gorgeous. You'll like the Pacific Northwest. I have not been to most of New England since I was like a kid. But so I don't remember any of that. But the Pacific Northwest is awesome. One of the most intriguing things to me was the Oregon Trail. And you can see the wagon ruts there. And there's some really good places where you can see it in Oregon and on up. Several of those, like northwestern states, have portions of it. I'm excited. I think it'll be pretty cool. And a lot of the stuff on that route is not super expensive. So that was another reason for picking the route. Some really interesting things to do. No, there's a few states that I haven't been to. I think it's like 6 states, and I haven't been to Hawaii, but that may change this year. But yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'm working on, let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see. Maine, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I haven't been to those states. And I haven't been to Michigan, but Michigan we're going to fix. So those 4 states plus Hawaii. Because when I was little, we lived in Vermont. So all of those little states that attached to Vermont is like New York, and I have probably actually been through the others like New Hampshire and Massachusetts, but I don't remember it. Like I'm pretty sure I've been through Massachusetts, but I don't remember it. So while I say I haven't been there, I really think I have, but since it's not in memory, I'm not counting it. So, and it's fast. I gotta say, traveling across the U.S. is so fascinating because each quadrant and each section has different things that it's famous for. Like when you go to New York City, it's different and famous for different things than, like, let's say, New Orleans, but it's still part of the same country. So it's just, to me, that's one of just the fascinating things about our country. And if you go to Miami, of course, it's even different. So, oh no, who put you in timeout? All right, you all, who did that? Talk to me, send me a message. So you could not answer me. Aha. I didn't know if you left or what had happened. Where would you like to go other than Chile, and like where would you like to travel? Because I know you're very well traveled. And I'm sorry about that. And see, on the StreamYard end, I don't get who's in timeout and stuff. It doesn't tell me. But yeah, for me, seeing the different parts of the country and seeing the differences was it's just mind blowing. Because some places you go into and it really is like going to another country almost, because like, for example, if you go to Florida and you're in Miami, the language and the culture is just very different than if you go like to Kansas. It's just very, very different. Okay, Stellar messed up. Okay. All right. Okay, Stellar, I will take care of you. But I'm glad it was an accident. So, Italy. Okay, so Chile and I can go. Oh my gosh, what part of Greece? That's amazing. See, that would have to be on my list too. Italy first. I want to do Italy, Ireland. Want to do Ireland, and then Greece, maybe even Czechoslovakia. So wow. So Italy for the food, and then his son's in Greece, and says there are many beautiful spots in Chile. It's 2,900 miles long, so there are lots of places to go here that are really beautiful here. Oh, he's in Crete. Aw, nice. He's in the military there. Okay. Well, I hope he uses Crete as a jumping off point while he's there and sees lots of other countries and lots of places in Europe. I had a friend of mine who was in Germany when her husband was in the military, and she didn't go anywhere. And I feel so sorry for her. And she's like, her thing was she didn't speak the language. And I'm like, yeah, but you can fix that. You could go to the language classes that they had on the base, and she was just she was just really nervous, so she basically stayed on the base, and I felt so sad for her. So I hope your son gets to go and see lots of things and kind of use it as a jumping off place while he's there, because that's like the most famous of the Greek islands. I didn't do it. I didn't know about it. Let me look. He's in Crete. That's awesome. I agree. Okay, you all. Who did it? Message me. Okay, so you're taking. Well, he's stationed in England and has been deployed from there to Crete. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I'll have to look into that. Ooh. A lot of Europe is in lockdown, though, isn't it? Yeah, I remember you saying you're from South Carolina. Like the hottest place in the world is YouTube having issues. I don't know who did, so I can block them. I don't know. Let me go on to the let me go on to the YouTube side and see. It should tell me over there. So I'm just scanning. Okay. I don't see where it's not showing on at all. I can't see where either one of you guys are actually put in timeout. Interesting. And it usually always shows it. So it must be YouTube doing its thing. Mm-mm. I don't see it. So sorry, you all. I don't know what's going on. So sorry. Let me see. YouTube might be having issues. Let's see you timeout. Chile expat families said we do not get below 31F in the winter, and in the summer, a hot day is usually 80. Even the hot day of 80 has to be cooler than South Carolina. Yeah, it would just about have to be Fariana because I'm not showing it up either. I think, yeah, right here. Right here. Nailed it, probably. Vermont, it would say, was timed out by. I thought so. Yeah, I didn't see it when I was scrolling back up. So, um, yeah, nobody's in timeout though now, so which is good. Chile says everything's good. Thank you. Thank you. A hot day of 80 is definitely cooler than here. Yep. Much cooler, and that evening it'll be 50. That just sounds so nice. And especially, I got to tell you, 50 sounds wonderful right now because I'm so tired of looking at snow. But yeah. So another good reason to go visit you. So we can see a little more of this and not so much of this. It's crazy. That would be amazing though, to have nice temperatures within that parameter. Yeah, that's pretty neat. 80 and 50. So cool. Really nice. Goldilocks zone. It is the Goldilocks zone. Okay, is that an acronym? It's really not that expensive to fly down. Definitely sounds like it, Chile. I agree. I don't know. Let's see. Flights, Raleigh, C2. I guess Santiago would be the place to fly into. Let's see. I'm just looking. Oh, it's really not that bad. I thought it would be like going to Hawaii. This is really cool. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So that's insane. Of course, right now, all of the airlines are hurting. So this is probably going to be the cheapest it's ever going to be. That's a crazy price. So yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I get that, Peter. I don't know because it didn't. There's nothing on the timeline that says, and there's nothing on the timeline that I just looked at to indicate that you are in timeout. So I got no answers for you on that. Go back up. It does. When's the best time to visit you? Now. I can see that because of it being summer. Oh, everything goes through that. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think so too sometimes. It is cheap, but it's probably just because of nobody's traveling right now on the planes. 12 hours south of Santiago. It's like another country. Neat. Like the distance from South Carolina to New York City. Cool. Of course, then after the ticket, you still have to do the rental cars. Rain, rain, rain here in the winter, no snow. All we're getting right now is snow. Some rain, mostly snow. I have been trying for 3 weeks now to get the drone out, and it has either been snowy, rainy, or windy. And that thing is still sitting in the box. Ah, kind of crazy. You're not going to get, I don't know. You're not going to get put out by me, but thanks for coming in. Yes, on the rental cars. That's what gets you sometimes because, like, going to Alaska, the prices are really cheap, but you wind up paying more for the rental car than you did for your ticket because, like, it's crazy. And the taxes, it's not even the rental cars so much, it's the taxes with the rental cars that get you, because you pay more in tax than you do for the car. It's crazy. Do they at least have, are they all straight shift there? Or do they have automatics? Because some places don't. Yeah. And Tanya's back. So, hi, Tanya. I saw some of you left comments before I actually came in, and I saw yours there. So, hi, and welcome back. You have two houses, so when people visit, they stay in your cabana and have a house to themselves. That's really nice. That's really nice. I don't know what you charge for that, but it's probably not enough. Yeah. The rental cars are like South Carolina prices. That's not too bad, though. Well, now, I say that. It's actually been a few years since I checked out prices for South Carolina. Most of the time I wind up driving, but I was looking, gosh, several years ago, about going with a friend to South Carolina, to Charleston. So, oh, good, they do have a mix. That's awesome. Because I can drive a straight shift, but I am terrible at it. Donnie was making bread and had to finish that before she could sit and chat. Ooh, what kind are you making? Okay, Stellar, thanks for coming in. I'll talk to you later. Bye, Stellar. She says dinner is ready and she's hungry. I understand. Well, we charge for the cabana and feed them as well. That is very nice of you. Very nice of you. So good night. It's similar prices to the Southeast USA. Oh, okay. So that's not going to be too bad. Fariana says that she and her husband are making characters for Dungeons and Dragons. You go and just have fun. Ooh, that sounds good. Night, Stellar. Do you have Mass now? We've not had Mass in 13 months. It's really kind of, it depends on where you are in the U.S. Some places are and some places are not. And it depends on so many things. Local restrictions, what the numbers are. Throughout the whole country, there's like no real restrictions on it because of the separation of church and state. But there are a couple of states where they're trying to impose that. But with a lot of churches, it's kind of voluntary with the parish because of them, just wanting to keep people safe. So a lot of places are doing this thing where it's kind of a hybrid where you can go to church or just watch it online, whichever one you want to do. So in person it's a lot of places are limiting it, but it's more of I think of it as being more of a parish decision than anything, or sometimes a state decision. So, the wheat bread, going back here. I hope that you guys can get back to it. Okay, and Tony's made more of a local gluten. That's going to be neat. Yes, it is cheaper than buying it. As long as you can get the yeast or have the sourdough starter, you're good. We watch the SSPX online every Sunday, and that's all we get. Aw. Fariana says her church has been open except for the past 2 months due to health of members and the weather. The weather definitely has put a kibosh on some Sunday services. Chile says the doors are locked on our churches here by the bishop's order. Yeah, it really, that's where a lot of our restrictions are coming from. It's from, the parish or higher ups. Some local churches, I can tell you, like, for example, in the United Methodist Church, some local churches have voted just to keep their doors open and only be online, basically for the duration of COVID. And then others are open with all the social distancing in place. But then I'm hearing about other churches in other denominations which are just open. So it really depends on where you are and what the rules are. But even beyond that, it's really like the local church, the local parish making a lot of the decisions, which I think is as it should be, because your local churches know best for what's going on in their area. So it may be that you need to close for a few months while the numbers are really high and then reopen if the numbers go down. But that doesn't mean necessarily that where you are is going to be the same as like the other end of the state. So, yeah. Tanya says the weather really is putting a stop to lie here because it's been so cold. I think our high last week during the day was 14. Oh, my stars. Tanya says a lot. I got you. Okay, Wild. I really would like our bishops had spines. Yeah. And Fariana says, I live out in the country. We have like 40 members active, and we meet in a gymnasium of the church so we can space out. Tanya says, not lie. Gotcha. Two weeks ago, about 10 members had the virus. Now, that would have shut down our church. That would have just flat shut it down for a couple of weeks. So, and about 10 more had health issues unrelated. Chile says, I will not live in fear. If I get the virus, I'm ready to go. I don't live in fear necessarily, but I take my precautions. I don't want to go any place I can't pack my bags. And I know that sounds terrible, but because I'm a Christian and I do believe in Christ and I do have faith, but I don't want to hurry. I do not miss too cold or too hot or too cold. Yeah. Tanya, you're actually getting colder temperatures than I did when I was in Alaska in February. We've been below zero almost every night, and the wind chill adds to it. Crazy. Yeah. Now, the week before, when last year when I went to Alaska, the week before when I was there, they had like 10 degrees, but it was in the upper 30s the whole time we were there. I took all this cold weather gear and never even used it. It stayed packed up. Okay, well, thanks. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming in for a while. We appreciate it. So get some rest. Stay warm too. Thank you for coming in. And good night. So neat. Well, Tanya, I'm sorry it's so cold where you are. That's awful. Spring will be here soon. It's just got to be here soon. Yeah. I don't even. Do y'all remember what the groundhog said? Because I don't. Okay, Fariana says that makes sense, Tanya. Less work for Michael. We have to really refocus on house chores and scheduling. Yeah, let me go back up because okay, scrolled up. Good for you for taking your precautions. That's awesome. Tony says, my biggest problem with everybody being home is Archer is not want to work as much, and he's kind of, I'm having to be stricter with him here at home because he wanted to slack off. Yeah, there was actually an article I saw online about service dogs going backwards on some of their skills because you can't go out to Walmart and keep them up on the skills, and you're not riding, in areas where the dogs have to go on public transportation and stuff like that. You're not doing it as much, so it doesn't give the dogs a chance to stay on top of things. And it's like us, we humans, when we can't stay on top of things, we lose some of our skills. I mean, how many of us routinely know what to do if we go to a formal dinner and all of a sudden we're looking at, half a dozen forks and which glass to use, Ciao, Chile. Fariana says, that makes sense, Tanya. Less work for Michael. We have to really refocus on house chores and scheduling. Gotcha. So I guess I'm caught up now. Good. Tanya says, the coldest night last week was with the wind chill at -11. Wow. I can't even remember that. I mean, wow. 6 more weeks of winter. Number one, wow on what Tanya said. And then Fariana saying 6 more weeks of winter, and I just couldn't remember what the groundhog said. Really, though, honestly, with a prediction like that from the groundhog, we just may need to make some groundhog stew. And would that take care of the problem? We don't need 6 more weeks like this. Tony says, yeah, he started whining too, and I can't let him do stuff like that. And so people are like, you're being mean to him when they see me out with him, but I can't let him get away with being lazy. True. He definitely has. Yeah. And it makes sense. Mariana's laughing. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that he would lose his skills because, it's like people, like we forget too. So hopefully, though, all of this will go away soon and spring will be here because we're looking at March. It's got to be warmer in March, right? February is like usually the coldest month on record, isn't it? For a lot of places anyway. I don't know, Tanya, where you are. I don't know if it's January or February, but surely to goodness, we are coming out of this cold. If not, we should all go to Chile. Because it's got to be warmer there it's going to be warmer there for a lot longer than it is here as far as when we finally get spring. So it'll be really good. But at least, we can say at least we're not, in Texas with what they're going through down there. And it's like, how do you really even know where to begin helping Texas? Because I haven't seen a lot of articles on saying donate here and donate there and this is what you can do. So. He definitely has. Okay, LOL. Fariana's up for it. Let's go. We'll take Stellar. She can translate. And Fariana is saying that her Spanish is remedial at best. Habla español mucho. Estudio en la escuela. And I'm butchering the pronunciation. But I'm glad you had a chance to study it. I don't speak much either. I can read it more than I can speak it back. But, I can say a couple of things that I really probably shouldn't say online. So, yeah. Tanya says, And he already has trouble loading up in strange vehicles, so I have to be even meaner than I usually am. Nothing I heard or hurt or anything. I just use a mean voice. Yeah. Mi español es muy malo. And yeah, I hear you. Mine comes out poorly. Okay, January and February in Missouri are usually the coldest winter months. Okay, so December, January, and February. Gotcha. Yeah, I was just, I can do some of that too. That's why I said I probably shouldn't say what I know here online. YouTube would be smacking hands. Oh, Tanya doesn't speak Spanish. Okay. And Fariana says, here too, Tanya, freezing usually until March. I think December is usually slightly warmer than January, and January is slightly warmer than February. Like, I think we're in February, I think is like the coldest month of the year for this area. I'm going to look that up. Yeah, February. Well, it looks like this calendar looks like it includes the last part of January and the first 3 weeks of February in the coldest. So, but mostly February. So, as we get closer to March, we can cross our fingers for warmer weather. Let's see, Tanya says they've been doing rolling blackouts in the different counties here in Missouri to help with the conservation of electric usage. My county hasn't got there yet, but we're talking about starting to do it. Wow. Well, I hope that doesn't happen. That's when it gets really scary because a lot of people don't know how to get ready for cold winter. Do you have like any kind of battery backup that you can tap into for any of your stuff? Like we got one of those large, kind of like a jump starter battery, just to have if the power was off and I needed to be able to run my nebulizer. I couldn't necessarily go out to the car to do it because I'd go from into a more colder area and I would start coughing that much more. So we got one of those big battery things, and it does great. He can hook up his CPAP to it. Of course, now that we have the van and I've got solar on the van, if I had to, I could go out there or even run an extension cord, from there to in here just to do an inhaler and stuff. Can't wait for spring break. That'll be good. It'll be warm by then. Yeah, no plans, just would like warm weather and Easter stuff. Oh, Tanya says she's been staying home, practicing with Archer, and doing a lot of painting. Well, that sounds like a good plan. That sounds like a real good plan. Oh, I'm hearing dishes rattling in the kitchen. So y'all, I don't know how many of you all follow my other channel or not, but I've been doing like daily random acts of kindness, and I just want to encourage you all to do random acts too, especially right now. It just seems like it's putting smiles on people's faces, and that can help us cope with crappy weather and being stuck inside. Whether it's sending an email or doing a phone call, whatever you can do, little random act of kindness there. So, yeah. I'm glad you've been doing a lot of painting, though. That really, having a craft to do really helps the time go by. And I have not forgotten about your jewelry. I just haven't been able to get it to the post office yet. So that's for Tanya. No, not at my apartment complex. Okay. Those little batteries make a difference. I'll show you kind of what we've got. You can get them at like Walmart and stuff. I wonder if with your medical issues, if the utility company could put you on a priority list too. That might be worth thinking about. Yeah, this is the kind of thing we have. It's a charger. What we have is bigger, but that gives you an idea. Like that. It's been a big help. It's really a comfort to have. It takes a little while to save up to get it, but it's nice to have it. Okay. Theriana says, I do random acts. Good. This week, I let someone go before me in the grocery store. Today, I checked in on a friend without power. Good for you. Good for you. See, it's those little things that are meaning a whole lot right now. Okay. Got that. Yeah. I wonder if there's anything that can be done just in case you do get snowed in. Fariana says, my uncle, when power is going to do rolling blackout or whatever, the company calls him because he's on an oxygen tank. That's nice. I wonder if there's any kind of list that Tanya could get on where she would get, advance notice or anything. Tony says, I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. I still have exercises to do before I can even think about bed and Archer's ringing the bell to go out. Have a good night. You too, Tanya. Thanks for coming in. I hope you have a great night. And Fariana says, have a great night too. Yeah. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and go. I usually try to keep it to an hour, but we're at 8:23. So I went over because talking to you all is fun. So, but Fariana, thank you for coming in. I've got to get caught up on watching videos, so that's part of what I'm hoping to do later tonight and tomorrow. So I've just been in circles. So, but you have a good night. Thanks again, and you take care. And y'all, have a great week, and I will see you on Saturday and then a couple of videos during the week too. So take care, y'all. Always #be Bodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye.